Hi Libra, welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing out there. Do bear with me in my sunglasses. I'm just super tired today and I don't want that to disturb the messages. So let's do some shuffling and see what plops out. Beginning for Libra, there's something about your world right now. You're feeling a bit stuck, okay? You're feeling maybe limited, a sense of lack, maybe a bit lost. And I feel like that came up in either Taurus's or Leo's next 48-hour reading that I did yesterday. But they're saying you will find your way and you will gain exactly what you need to and release exactly what you need to when the divine timing comes to be, all right? There's a purposefulness about your presence, your existence, what you're doing and what you're holding back from, your path in general. And that's taking a huge highlight in the next 2-day period for you. Because I feel as if you're at certain points questioning things, but then you're trusting your intuition and that feels good, but then you don't stick to that trusting of what else comes up and is felt very accurately, after the fact. But the Four of Swords and the Fool card coming out to begin your reading because there's a relaxing but hard-working vibe about you. I'm getting that from the Four of Swords, but they're saying you want to more so fall back into the flow of your life, but it feels a little bit more difficult than recently. Or in general for a lot drawn to the reading. But you're also very protected. And I feel as if there's certain energies in the next 2-day period, and this might be nothing new for you, but they're making you nervous, okay? Maybe even pushing you for whatever reason or reasons to lose your breath. And then you have to catch your breath. It feels like you are representing your own energy in the next 2 days. Justice, my friend. It feels like you're bringing justice to other people's worlds and then wondering, where is mine? Okay. Feeling like you put in the good work, the honorable effort towards helping other people, watering something of importance all the meanwhile. And then you feel as if you're lacking your own justice from your hard doings, interesting wording, the wrongdoings, the difficulties, rewinding back. But at times, if we're being honest, you focus on the past too much. And if that doesn't apply to you, so be it. It just feels as if that may be at times a push from certain spirits, all right? But it's up to you to put your foot on the brake and realign your focus so that you don't find yourself overdoing it, okay? Crossing that thin line. But you will be doing some necessary reflecting. All right, your shadow side may come into play in the next 2 days, but it also feels like Spirit's saying there's a lot of love and appreciation in your world, my friend, and you are not completely one with it. You may even be rejecting it if we're being completely honest at certain points or in general. And they're saying, why is that? Is it because you don't think you deserve it? Is it because it doesn't feel like the right kind or the right time? Is it because of what you're going through on a soul development kind of level? There's a reasoning beneath the surface, more to it than meets the eye, but I feel like I'm getting this specifically. You want something, for example, love, and then you reject it, or you don't continue speaking to that person, or you block somebody is what I'm getting, or you ghost somebody. And so then that's conflicting, you know what I mean? It's sending out mixed messages to the universe, to spirit. And so all the meanwhile, you need to take a hot second and step back if need be. Interesting wording. But I feel as if this will help you figure out exactly what you want. And you can have that commitment as far as love and romance goes, or the potential of which, and still have your quality alone time, okay, your hermit mode time. And so Spirit's saying this is obviously coming into play somehow, the potential or the continuance of a love situation. And they're saying work and money and career, as I talk about quite often on this channel, is not everything, okay? Self-care is going to be a huge part of the next 48. I feel very stern in the midst of giving you these messages, and I feel like that's kind of how Spirit wants to and feels the need to come through to you at this point. We're putting our foot down in regards to what you've been doing too much. It's coming out for a reason, but I feel like Spirit wants you to focus on the mental health that you deserve. It definitely reminds me of me being overly messed with at certain points when it comes to my mind, my thoughts, my dreams, and it just feels, due to spirit, if I didn't say that. And it feels like some of which do deal with that as well, being drawn to this reading. But it feels like there's a way about how you use your mind to your advantage at certain points that just, it's enlightening, it's helpful, it's invigorating, but overwhelming. There's something that you're doing in the next 2-day period where it feels rewarding. It maybe even, again, helps people, but then you feel drained off, maybe anxious after the fact because of it. It definitely reminds me of me throwing myself wholeheartedly 1000% into these readings, and it's absolutely my destiny. I feel so good afterwards, and I impress myself, I impress other people, I help people, but you couldn't even begin to understand how off I feel after I do these readings at times, because I'm messed with, because especially when people, even if they're not meaning to disturb the reading, due to their energy making noise, it throws me off so hardcore. So there's something about that for you as well. And I feel as if when your voice shakes at certain points in the next 48, don't stress it, okay? Because things are affecting you. But we're moving on to the Four of Pentacles. You need to be saving your moolah, my friend. All right, you need to be minimalizing the spending for the sake of certain expenses that you know about moving forward, and there are going to be unexpected ones as well. That is life, all right? But it feels like you're going to be receiving justice in regards to a hard doing, again, is what they're giving me. A difficulty rewinding back, but it's not going to be until you buckle down and change something that Spirit's saying you have been fighting the change for, if that makes sense, right? They're saying if you've been doing something too much, if you haven't released something or started re-implementing something of importance for you, then how are you expecting for justice to come in all the meanwhile? Obviously it could, but Spirit's saying it would most definitely, or could potentially damper things, or overshadow or remove that justice quite quickly. I'm hearing it's all about what you do with that justice when it does come in, but it feels like you're slowly manifesting. It's a feeling coming to be that you will manifest something quite amazing. I'm getting the word grand, big for you, but things need to happen before, things need to change, be removed and added on before this comes to be. But I also feel like there's a lot of Librans drawn to the reading where you're saying, well, I want more money. Okay, good, but that's not everything, all right? I get that it feels like that's the most important thing to be focusing upon. Interesting because we did mention this, but there's certain other factors of your life that Spirit's saying we need to be manifesting and focusing upon those a little bit more, okay? Find the balance in it all a bit more moving forward throughout this next 2-day period specifically, and watch that benefit you greatly. I just heard somebody's voice is annoying, okay? But I also feel as if there's a warrior-like energy about you. I've been through a lot, okay? And I can relate. I'm a Leo, Libra, if you're new to this channel. I've been through a ton. And so this isn't the worst of it, and I get that. But things need to be better. Things could be better. Things really are just pulling you in different directions. You're going to be pushed to ask yourself, well, how can I personally, where my power, my control lies, how can I make things better, right? How can I improve my worlds for my benefit? Maybe even the benefit of a loved one or two. And this will help you maybe realign your focus, or just get a better handle on how you can actually be improving things, right? Because overly focusing or stressing about what it feels or is out of your control, it's going to get you nowhere, right? It's just going to frustrate you or stress you out and leave you with a lack of change and results all the meanwhile. But Libra, you're very much watering this and that of importance in the next 2 days, and it's leaving you in a state of feeling world evolution coming to be. You can't help but feel is if you can change the outcome for yourself, and that's the absolute truth. The absolute truth. You want to fix something, but it doesn't feel fixable in the moment, if you will. It doesn't feel doable because everything's happening purposely in that moment, delayed purposely for the benefit of that and or yourself. You're also going to find even moments where you can't accomplish something, even moments where you can't fix something or completely organize something, or get somebody's attention, is what I'm getting specifically. It all has its purpose. The process of things is on point for you. Now, your intuition is what's being highlighted. I was just shown kind of like a movie theater in lights, you know, the wording, intuition. Anyways, big and bold is what I just heard. But it does feel like Spirit's saying, well, where does your intuition come in handy? How could it be utilized more to your advantage? Because in the next 2 days, don't be surprised when you're reminded of certain things that you felt and sensed very accurately, and then you saw evidence and it was proven to be absolutely correct. But as well, I feel as if in the next 2 days, you'll be feeling things quite accurately once again. But you're going to as well be thinking about certain disturbances, okay? Feeling as if this has happened way too many times. Definitely reminds me of me and these readings. And I know that people don't typically mean to, but it really irks my soul, okay? Because I'm trying to assist people, I'm trying to help people. And so something of the sort is evidently part of the next 2 days for you. But you're going to be finding that there's an intertwining of how you're changing on a soul core level, and intertwining with how the wheel is turning in your favor, how things are progressing for you. It feels like something is going up in numbers, okay? Something's growing for you, but it doesn't feel like it's been doing that consistently or in general or winding back. And so focus on that with a state of gratitude and appreciation and watch more of that come to be. All right, because I feel like that could be making you some money, going back to these 2 pentacle energies, but at the very least, it's helping you succeed in one, if not multiple ways. In whatever situation that is for you, there is a significant amount of justice to be acquired moving forward. And I want to say a bit of it here and there or consistently for some throughout the next 2 days. Beautiful. Difficulties do come in handy, remember that. Okay. More so speaking upon what you've been through in the past and then being able to avoid, adjust, and utilize that otherwise to your advantage. But the twists and turns of your Libran path are coming into play. It feels like somebody in your midst has the heaviest of energy and they don't think they do. It's wild how people don't notice when they carry such heaviness. But as well, I feel like there are some empaths drawn to the reading. You need to cleanse your energy. I'm taking that as a message for myself because I haven't been cleansing nearly enough recently due to where I'm living. But then I lived in the same on the same floor in a different room before, and I cleansed multiple times a day, right, in between readings. And so being stirring with yourself is going to be of importance so that you don't hang on to hold what isn't yours to carry. You know what I'm saying? And also as well, when a lot of which onto the reading choose to get up, and regardless of what time or how long it takes you to get to this point, when you choose to work out, when you choose to choose health for that day specifically, and even, you know, thinking about, you know, the previous days when you chose to do so, it pays off, right? You feel good. You eat something and you don't feel as bloated. And I feel like this is of true significance. And they're saying, so choose that moving forward more than you choose not to, right? Because again, as I always say on this channel, your health is your wealth. You're going to be feeling very good looking. That may be part of it. But as well, I feel like you are going to be pushed to notice something. Okay, in threes is what I just heard. But you're also going to be pushed to look at something that is empty. Interesting. Now I want to ask you specifically, have you been looking at the glass as half full or half empty? If we need to adjust that, right, and look at it as half full, plus some, then do so. Okay, hold yourself accountable. And I also feel like you're going to be communicating in the next 2 days very, very specifically to the point of certain levels of advantage, is what I'm getting, gain, and justice. Okay, but Spirit's saying, organize yourself when you need to. Okay, take a deep breath when you need to. Things are changing within and outside of you, and it can feel like a lot. But I do feel like Spirit's saying we can't keep living the same day-to-day routine over and over again and expect different results. Doesn't mean that everything about your day-to-day life is negative or toxic or just bad for you in your world, but there are changes that you know and will be pushed to remember and maybe realize for the first time need to change, need to come to be, as I just lost my train of thought. But that is what I have for you, Libra. I'm so sorry that this reading came out very stern and serious, but that's just the way Spirit's coming through for you. I'm sending you so much love and light. Don't forget to book a personal reading.